Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the CSL, the Chobo Star League. We are now in the semifinals with our first match. Team Unrivaled Monk versus Para OP's Nycro. With me is Koali. Koali, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm excited for this PVT. Should be pretty intense and hopefully close series.
I think the last match, and I think it was me and you too, that was
Yeah.
casted, was Monk versus Drumhead, and we had a great best-of-5 series. It was 3-2, very close games, very entertaining. Let's see if Monk can do it again.
Yeah, they definitely play like intriguing styles. Kind of, I guess, contrasting styles in a little bit. In that he seems to be one of those players that gets like a build down and then just kind of sticks to it. Whereas Nycro, at least in the games I've seen, he's kind of more like, your Protoss like artist. Like he plays around with the units more. He plays around with like different builds and just kind of like goes for it. So we'll see how those styles like clash.
Definitely, we know Monk likes his drops. And first map is Echo. Yeah, thought it was Bonnie, but that's okay. Echo's a good map. Good standard map. It's very easy to secure your third bases and just control that one little choke point if you can knock down the rocks.
Yeah, exactly. It's compared to like the current map pool, it's definitely quite standard. Pretty easy to secure three bases. Fourth base obviously a little harder. So we'll see how that plays out.
So starting in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, it is the teal Protoss from teams Paragons and Perfection. It is Nycro.
And in the top left-hand position, in the blue, from Team Unrivaled, the Terran player Monk.
I
As you can
noticed.
see, sorry, go ahead.
I noticed that sometimes Monk versus Protoss will go against will do a CC first build, and it always bewilders me because nobody ever just does the whole Zealot Mothership, and Stalker push anymore. And I wonder if any of his opponents ever like looked that up, saw throughout his matches, see that he does that, and then like, okay, I'm just gonna chrono out these units real quick and try to get some either early pressure or even a win if he does go CC first.
Yeah, he's definitely like one of those greedier players. He seems to like to start out with like a super strong heavy macro opening and then like get into, like you're alluding to, like the drop aggression, just like kind of nonstop like going for it. So yeah, if someone's able to like disrupt his early game, like it'll be interesting to see how he reacts to that.
But so far, pretty standard. Monk not going for the Reaper opening. Oh, is he? Maybe just the guess was a little late. See what he has under his sleeve. Nycro taking a guess of his own. Is actually going to be taking two guesses, indicating
Okay.
some early pressure. We could very well see an Oracle.
Yeah, that would definitely be seeming to lean towards like early tech play, early aggression instead of like super macro heavy focused. And it's interesting on this map, you can see like the mineral patches are very unevenly distributed. So it kind of comes like the early mineral economy is like so important to get right. Like we can see like our players here like really pairing on the closest mineral patches, so like really playing that well. You can see Monk is like the two furthest patches, he's not even mining from it all. So really just maximizing his early income.
So this is interesting. Monk's SEV is wandering into Nycro's base and sees both gas. It's very important that he notices that there are only two people in each gas. Three usually indicates Oracle. Two can indicate some Twilight Council play. Of course, those can be interchanged. And
Yeah,
plus, sometimes, I mean, I've only done this once and it did not work out well, but I put two in, made sure they scouted it, and then put three in.
then put three in.
But they still destroyed me. But
So what is the difference between, in terms of like gas income, between having like one gas geyser with like three probes on it and then two gas geysers with the two probes on it? Is it like pretty substantial or?
it is. What actually kind of hurts it more is just the 75 minerals and the two other probes not mine, or the one other probe not mining minerals, actually hurts your mineral income a little bit.
Yeah,
So that's why you usually see like Oracle out of it, because you can't just throw down a bunch of gateways and Twilight Council.
yeah, you just don't have like the mineral income.
But it can be pretty substantial.
Yeah. Yeah, thus far it seems like he's really not using anything. Maybe if he gets like those minerals up a bit, we'll see, like you mentioned, like Twilight Council.
He doesn't want to proxy anything. And we're just seeing Hellions out of Monk.
Okay.
Don't see that too often. I think
Oh, and it's Stargate for Nycro.
this should be interesting. I think I kind of like Monk's plan better. Because if it's an Oracle, you have to cut out on a few units. And Hellions are tankier than you would imagine. So they can just run to a mineral line, kill a few probes, and then sometimes even get out because they're so quick.
Yeah, so they're going to run right into the Stalker and just run right on past. And now the Nycro Stalker is kind of hurriedly chasing them backwards. Because at home, he's really got nothing. Like you were mentioning, you had to cut so much to get like that early tech out.
I like this from Nycro.
Yeah, just that little wall.
Oh, even puts the Stalker there. Perfect.
Oh, that's really great play. The Hellions are just kind of just running into that wall. And then they're going to run out towards the Stalker. Oh, if he targets... Oh, almost gets one Hellion.
Or hell.
So yeah, really just not what Monk wanted. And we can see he's going for his standard Widowmine drop, the Monk classic.
The Monk special.
Yeah, so how do you feel like this is going to... Like, Nycro's Oracle opening is going to handle the Widowmine drop?
I think both players are gonna take some damage.
Yeah.
Monk he did get the Robo, so he is gonna get a Observer. Hopefully, I can't imagine him just like, oh, I just need Immortals. That's good. Yeah. I think the bigger thing for Monk is that he's unprepared for this Oracle.
Yeah, he has 3 Marines out, and that's like his only anti-air. He doesn't have an engineering bay even started. He's not producing any more Marines because he's dumping everything into SCVs and mines and medevacs. So he's really just kind of relying on this drop to do like huge amounts of damage.
Which Nycro scouted too.
So yeah, we can even see put down a tech lab on the barracks, so no Marines are going to come out anytime soon. Oh, the Oracle is being a little like AFK here, just kind of hanging out. Really unfortunate for Nycro because that allows the Widowmines to burrow. Oh, picks off one of the Widowmines.
Oh, but now it's nice, good eyes from Nycro. Make sure that Widowmine.
Yeah, that was really quite impressive. So we see the drop come in from Monk. Gonna try and even this up a little bit. Oh, Nycro reacts quite well. Yeah, really good pull. Picking off those Widowmines best he can with that Envision.
Oh no, is he gonna get the... Ooh, I think he messed up his Stalker Micro a little bit there.
Oh, he gets a medevac. Oh, so only losing 5 workers and picking off the medevac and mines. I would feel like that exchange definitely seemed to favor Nycro. What do you think about what he's doing with his Oracle here? He's not really being aggressive with it. He's just kind of keeping it on the Widow mines so that Monk can't mine. Or keeping it on the mineral mines so that Monk can't mine or get it with his mines.
I kind of like that. I mean, there were 28 SCVs at the Natural for a very long time, for like a minute and a half, and that's so much denied income. I mean, it only got 1 kill and it was a Widow mine. He didn't even kill an SCV, but already, like, the Oracle has done at least a little bit of damage. Maybe not as much as it should have or wanted to. Still, I like Nycro's position right now.
Yeah. So if you were like a Protoss player, you'd be pretty happy with just kind of like delaying the income for so long, rather than like that more like direct damage.
I would be more happy about killing the medevac and the Widow mines.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, Monk would kind of like not follow this train of logic, but I would think like, okay, the medevac's dead and the Widow mines drop are dead. That kind of discourages the Terran from dropping me anymore. Mm-hmm. So like I can feel at least a little bit safe.
Yeah, but we can see Monk is not having it that. He's going right back in with another Widow mine job.
If it doesn't work the first time,
try again.
Yeah, persistence.
Oh, instant photon overcharge, instant pull. Nycro is definitely ready for this.
And will that medevac die again? If he gets that medevac again, I mean, that is just so much gas.
Oh, so close. Oh, the Hellions are attacking the gas geyser. Oh, really unfortunate there for Monk that he wasn't able to get anything done with that. That could have been like really brilliant 2-pronged play. But as it stands, he got 2 workers for 3 mines and 2 Hellions. Not the trade he wanted. Meanwhile, this Warp Prism is chilling here with 3 sentries inside.
I think...
Or 3 zealots, sorry.
I honestly think Nycro right now could just walk in and kill Monk. Just straight up. Which is...
Do you think he'll wait for this Colossus and then go maybe with the Warp Prism to reinforce?
I mean, I love pushes at the front, Warp Prism in the back.
Yeah.
Terrans, you know, it doesn't happen to them too often. They have tough time splitting.
Yeah,
it's hard, especially.
Here goes that Warp Prism. Oh, this just looks so frustrating as a Terran player having to deal with this.
I know. But the Zealots did some damage. They got 3 SCVs. You know, I feel like that drop could have just done a little bit more.
Yeah. No, I feel like you were saying maybe combining that with like a little poke at the front, especially now that you got his Colossus out. I mean, you're really at no danger. Like, you're not going to be trapped, especially with force fields. And just maybe that would distract Monk enough.
Looking at the units lost tab, Monk is 800 more resources lost than Nycro.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I don't think that's bad at all. I mean, the SCV and probe count right now are the exact same. Nycro hasn't really even touched the mineral lines in terms of SCVs this entire game, and that can be a big problem, especially with mules.
Yeah. So Nycro's immediately scouting this this push with his hallucinated Phoenix. What do you think about this push? Like, is this like just kind of a feint at the front by Monk to kind of allow him to get his own third up, or do you think he's hoping to do damage with this?
I really hope Monk makes this into a drop, because he will get wrecked at the front.
Yeah, by these 2 processing sentries.
Oh,
Oh, the Oracle is pushed away by a turret. Oh, and the Observer goes down.
ooh.
So Monk's running up.
Nice force.
Picking off, 3 Marauders and a Marine, and then forcing Monk to withdraw.
Honestly, right now, how many gates does he have?
A lot.
Oh, he only has 5. Oh, he has 6. I say drop 2 more, just all in. I think it's an auto
Just
win.
go with like the 3 Colossus.
I went against Ninkazi in a best of 3 one time, and he would do these like really aggressive Widowmine drops, and I found out if he did very little damage from these Widowmine drops, I could Colossus all in him 10 out of 10 times and
Yeah, it just
always
sets him
win.
too far behind.
And it worked. It always worked. So it's
I
kind of
feel
like
like
the situation.
Nycro is not going to go with that line of thought. He's going to try and take a third. Unfortunately, his third is at this point, like, it's just starting. Whereas Monk has, like, a almost fully saturated third with, like, upgrading his orbital commands. Like, that's just not the position you want to be in when you're trying to play like, a long Mac game. I mean, it reflects in the supply as well. Look, Monk is, like, 40 supply up, 10 workers up, and then also up on the army. Oh, picking up his Oracle as well.
It's really nice. That was probably 90% of Nycro's map control right there.
Yeah.
Now the observers have to do a little bit more work, easier to get him out of position. But he did get the fairy dust on him for now, so he knows this at the front is there's a threat. And 3 full medevacs meeting up with the.
Oh, he's unloading it.
I would really love just kind of what we talked about earlier for Nycro, just kind of like, oh, pressure the third, but then come into the natural.
Yeah, it's so hard on the APM of any player to like split them in multiple directions because it's always easier to attack than to defend, in my opinion. So you're forcing in like warp-ins, you're forcing moving the units, splitting up, having to decide like what you can commit to the defense while still holding the front. And we can see Monk going in with a huge Bioforce right before charge and right before +2 armor finishes. So really great timing out of him. Good force field some Nycro on the map, but the drop just going right in onto the Colossus. Widowmine's burrowing perfectly. Oh, targeting the Colossus. 2 Colossus already down. 1 Colossus left. I don't know about this hold potential.
If you actually these stalkers coming in to save the day.
Yeah, pretty clutch.
Loses the Nexus. That's actually a heartbreaking loss right there.
Yeah.
But I think
really good time warp, forcing the lift off.
So a lot would happen in that fight if he could just knock those destructible debris down. That would have helped immensely.
Yeah.
But also he did a force field on the ramp, and then he had his zealots.
Yeah, so they were just kind of running into that. And then those Widowmine shots also on the zealots.
Yeah, it was hard to see.
Yeah, a bit of
As
unfortunate
it's hard.
positioning. Yeah, and you can definitely see that reflected in the supply. 70 supply down. He's a base down. His tech, I guess you would say his tech is pretty ahead. He does have Storm started with no like Ghost Academy anywhere in sight. And he's ahead in upgrades, and just in terms of like raw army strength, you see Monk is just about maxed, whereas Nycro is just over 100 supply. With not even really trying to retake his third.
I think the best thing for Monk to do right now would just start taking bases, or just, I don't know, he might just be able to end the game. He's got 4 medevacs outside his natural, and then 4 medevacs going into his main right now, undefended. Can snipe the Robotics Bay and the Twilight Council. Very tech structure.
If he can snipe the Templar Archives as well in the natural with those 4 medevacs right before, if he can get it before Storm finishes, he has 10 seconds to target that. Oh, and it's looking like he's gonna go instead for the High Templar themselves. Oh, really great feedbacks.
Just needs
still, forcing the Archons. So there goes all the High Templar that he had. And the Widowmine shots, just devastating, killing the Mothership Core.
Alright, I think if Monk does that 3 more times and Nycro holds the same, taking back into this game.
Just clawing back in.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Monk's resources, look at his structures. He can throw away like wave after wave of bio.
8 barracks, all with add-ons. Good production capabilities.
Oh, these Stalkers going right on top of these full medevacs.
Wow.
Off 3.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, target, oh. Picking up 3 full medevacs. You know, evening up the supply. Like, yeah, the supply differential is huge, but 30 of that is in workers. Like, this is a fairly even army. And we see he's about to finish +2 attack, about to finish +3 armor. This could potentially be like a devastating push for Nycro.
If he had some Templar with some...
Yeah, if those Templar hadn't been sniped or forced to morph into Archon.
There were only 2 Vikings
so
out.
+2 attack, done.
They get sniped immediately. Oh, the Colossus need to attack, loses 1 Archon there. That's really rough.
Yeah, but look, just the warping, the sheer warping with the Zealots of Charge, 2-3 upgrades.
I don't think Monk, just stay on the ramp, man. The ramp is safe.
Yeah, because Nycro has to attack up into that ramp, and this is really the only army he has. He has really nothing behind this. He has no third. He's no third even started.
But you know what?
Will it be enough?
I think
these Widowmines moving down, burrowing.
46 SCVs dead. And Monk's economy is completely shot.
Yeah, everything is just in shambles for Monk here. I just feel like he was a bit too aggressive with moving his arm. Like you were mentioning, just telling him to stay on that ramp. He seemed to be posturing just a little bit. I don't think he really respected Necro's army like fully. And then Nycro just really great micro it. Like keeping the 3 Colossus alive. It's really impressive. Look at the kills. 31, 22, and 23. Honestly, like some of those are SCVs, but a lot of that just killed all of Monk's army.
Okay, only 1 Colossus left. I think Nycro should just pull back right now. He's long distance mining. He needs to get a third. The problem is though, I mean 3 CCs?
Yeah. No, I think he needs to kill here. With these 2 Archons that just morphed. Oh, he needs to keep this 1 Colossus alive. This is like the hero Colossus. This is absolutely vital. Oh, it's looking like the Viking is going to be able to take that out. And with that, Necro's chances of winning this game just got so much more difficult. Picking off 1 Archon.
I don't know though. I mean, it's only 14 SCVs to 43. Oh, some War Prism micro.
Yeah, great micro to save that Archon.
Dude, channeling his inner Liquid Hero 2011.
Exactly.
2012.
And Monk right now, his army is 1 Marauder.
And it just died. This is insane.
And GG goes down for Nycro.
Nycro! With
Nycro
the
takes
comeback.
the game.
With the comeback.
Wow.
I mean, the beautiful hold of the double drop in the main and the natural was just great by Nycro. And then picking off the medevacs in the middle of the map. Nycro did it! Nycro brought himself back in that game. Very impressed.
That was a really interesting game 1, because we could obviously see like kind of like the play styles that we'd mentioned like before the game started. Monk obviously going for that macro opening with the 3 CCs and then just dropping nonstop. And this game, Nycro just he held on just enough, like just barely held that huge attack at his third, just barely held those drops. And in the end, he was able to pick off like enough of those full medevacs just to kind of claw himself back in. And remember, that fight started with Monk losing 3 full medevacs just because he ran them right over warping and zealots. Like that is literally probably the worst possible scenario you can have as a Terran player, and yet still was so close. So this should be a really intriguing series after that game 1, if the other games can possibly match up to this.
No, now like Monk just 2 racks his Nycro.
Yeah, just 2 racks. See like a cannon rush, like proxy gates.
The worst games ever.
Yeah, but that was... I feel like very rarely do you see those kind of last-ditch attacks like work, where you see like one player is long-distance mining versus the other on 3 base, and you're like, okay, he's going to gather his forces, he's going to go for it. But that time, Nycro did a good enough job keeping his Colossus alive, and he attacked really at the perfect moment after killing those medevacs that he was able to take it.
So spawning in the bottom of the map, It is Paragons of Perfection up 1-0, Nycro.
And in the top, changing to the red, we have the Terran player from Team UR, Monk.
Beautiful. I also want to bring up another point from last game, real quick. The last thing about last game. But if you notice with Monk's like kind of mass drop style, the Maru style, he completely just ditches Vikings. So it's
Yeah.
up to the bio to kill him, which never happens with 9 range. So I wonder if Monk's going to be a little bit more cautious, thinking about, okay, maybe I should get a second starport earlier. Maybe I should have one make Vikings, one make medevacs. Because I don't think he should abandon his drop style. It's really good. He has really good drop control. But, I mean, you need Vikings to kill Colossus.
Yeah, I feel like he maybe got a little overconfident there. Like, we saw he loaded so much supply into his medevacs, and then he just got nothing done with them. And in fact, they were just sniped in the middle of the map. Like, that's... maybe a little bit overconfident there. And like you mentioned, he only had 2 medevacs that were, like, just made as soon as the 3 Colossus show up. And when you have 3 Colossus versus 2 medevacs, or 2 Vikings, that's not great for the Terran player.
Already a big difference in this game between Nycro and Monk. It was an extremely early gateway. I'm pretty sure that was a 10 gate, which, I mean, I haven't seen 10 gates in anything but a PvP in forever. So I don't know what's going to happen. Possibly, we know it's going to be early aggression and fast tech.
Yeah, we've stumped the Protoss master, Polar
Yeah.
himself.
Getting a cybernetics score, I mean, this isn't going to be like a 4 gate, right? There's no way we see a 4 gate.
I would definitely be a fan of it's just like a 4 gate, like balls to the wall. Necro's like, okay, I'm just gonna go for it. Like, I'm not gonna let you have time to get your medevacs out. We're just gonna kill you.
I'm up 1 game. Screw it. Time to take a
go.
chance. No, the
So
question is, does Monk notice this? He sees
I feel like
it, doesn't
yes.
notice it. Like, hey, that's insanely early.
Yeah. Especially with the Zealot popping out, that's gonna be just so much faster than he's used to.
The Zealot going around the map. Oh my gosh, do you think I'm vindicated from what I said earlier? That he thinks maybe Monk went CC first? That'd be so sick.
Possibly.
Please make me be right. I mean, but Monk didn't go CC first, so I guess I'm still
No.
Monk.
Let's see what he does. So he follows the Zealot up with a Stalker. He hasn't started Warp Gate yet, so he got Stalker before Warp Gate. Bit of an interesting decision there.
This is the Zealot Stalker mode.
Okay. Yeah. And I honestly feel like this might be quite effective. Look, we see Monk is investing into an engineering bay block. He's investing into a reactor factory. So he's going, like, obviously that same Hellion opening. And he's going to be facing a super fast Stalker, Zealot, and Mothership Core. Versus 2 Marines. Like, how is he going to possibly be able to defend this unless he can get these Hellions out a little faster?
Alright, the SCV of Monk sees 1 gas.
Yeah,
being
the
broken.
SCV.
He has to be like, what is going on?
Look, the Zealot is showing up. And there are 2 Marines. He can start 2 more quickly if he wants to. Oh,
Yeah.
Monk start. Oh no, he's lifting. Oh. No, I feel like that was definitely not. Oh, Necro's gonna block it. He's gonna block it, so now Monk can't produce anything.
Oh my gosh, this is actually going to do a lot of damage.
Yeah, this is gonna be a very difficult hold for Monk. Just the Mothership Core itself is gonna be able to pick off so much. Look, he has no Marines out on the map. He's starting 1 Marine. You know, he's got this. We have a Mothership Core and a Stalker live. 2 Hellions on the way. But just that Mothership Core, you have to do so much damage. Already at 5 kills.
Yeah, I mean, just plant that mothership over the mineral line or over the barracks. Kill anything that wants to come in. Oh my gosh, the 2 Stalkers were right inside too.
Yeah, there's 1 Marine in this bunker. Like, this is a very difficult for Monk. He barely has enough money to produce anything because he's just microing his SCVs so hard. And this Mothership Core is just going to town, dropping the Time Warp, microing his Stalkers as best he can. Monk is just desperately trying to figure out how can he possibly hold on. His Marine instantly Necro picks it off. So Necro obviously has identified the threats. They're the Marines. He doesn't want to lose his Mothership Core.
Alright, 2 Widowmines out here. They can help a lot.
Yeah, this should be able to kind of push Monk away. Oh, but Monk... not killing the
20
Stalker.
SCVs have been killed! We're not even 17 minutes into this game and 20 SCVs have been killed!
Are we looking at, like, game-ending damage here, do you think? Even regardless of what happens with these Stalkers?
I mean, mules are good, but...
Yeah, well, look, unfortunately for Nycro, he's not really macroing behind this. Like we see, he was at 900 minerals. I think he was trying to expand, but just couldn't with that engineering bay block. If you were him, would you just go for like, yeah, he looks like he's just gonna go for a 3-gate with a War Prism and just be like, I'm gonna kill you now. Sorry, buddy.
I think that's a good idea. The only way that Nycro could blow this is like the most insane Widowmine shot. So I
Yeah.
really like to see after this Warp Prism, just get an Observer. Like, warp, maybe even like warp into the natural. Maybe warp into the natural and then try to like be very, very careful about Widowmines.
Yeah, and this natural is so big. Look at how much space there is. Like Monk is having a hell of a time trying to cover this with 3 Widow Mines. Ah,
I mean, I don't know what I would do in this situation as Nycro. I can't imagine.
I feel like he's kind of playing with house money a little bit, in that as long as he doesn't make like a fundamentally enormous error. Oh, and that Stalker goes down. The Stalker with the 10 kill Stalker, the hero Stalker.
That's the fundamentally error right there. No, I'm just kidding.
The Stalker was like the general of the army. Without him, the Necro's army will fall.
GG Nycro, please.
Yeah.
But this engineering bay is like, the more I see it, I don't like it on this map. Just go take your third. Like, it's no problem.
Yeah.
Take the Zerg approach. We'll be very careful with those zealots.
Picking off one. Well, another one. No, it doesn't get a second start off. So we have 1 Widow Mine, 3 Hellions, and a Marine versus 3 Stalkers and a Zealot with a Mothership Core, and the potential for 3 more Warpins. Hell, I would like to see Nycro just throw down a 4th gate and just be like, I'm going full 4 gate with the Robo.
Ooh, he needs another Warpin. Oh, I love that. He can just pick it up.
Really great micro out of Nycro. He's a pick off these. Oh, and the GG for Monk. So like we mentioned is possible, pretty quick game 2 with Nycro taking it, and Nycro now in the lead 2-0.
Wow. Very impressed with Nycro's play. Very good read by Nycro. I mean, he's just a studied Monk. That's such a bad map to do it on. You wall off and, okay, well, that pressure's done. Like, it was a risky strat, but that's just knowing your opponent. So
Yeah, definitely. I feel like both games, he's kind of gotten a read on what Monk is going for. He knows that Monk is going to favor like super aggressive teching, getting up those Hellions, getting up the Buddha Mines, and going for drops as fast as possible. So Nycro is just kind of like, okay, I'm going to play like the first game he was playing super safe with the Oracle to put on some counter pressure and to get the Envision. And then the second game, he's just like, okay, I'm just going to straight up kill you before you can get your drops out.
Wow, that map just stinks for drops too.
Yeah.
It's always a pain to deal with them. So just
And that was just really like the perfect storm for Monk. Like, not only does he go for this super heavy econ opening, but he engineering bay drops, engineering bay blocks the natural of Nycro. So it's just like he invested 150 minerals into something that's really not doing anything because Nycro wasn't wanting to expand anyway.
it's gonna be Cast turn it around. But let's get started in game 3 on Inferno Pools. Spawning in the top right hand corner of the map, it is Paragon OP's Nycro.
And in the bottom left, we have from Team UR, the Red Terran Monk. Now, what are your thoughts on Inferno Pool as a map?
Stinks so bad. It's just absolutely terrible. If I was Nycro, I'd just do like a Blink Stalker all in and just hope for the best. But
yeah, it's these positions I feel as the map goes are kind of maybe the most conducive to a normal game. Diagonal. But see, the issue I just see, where do you take your third? Like, where do you possibly take a third on this map that is like defensible and just could make anything resembling a normal game?
if I'm ahead as a Protoss, if I'm ahead, I'll take it at the gold.
Okay.
This is versus Terran too. If I'm ahead, I'll take it at the gold. If I'm behind, I'll usually just try to do a 2-base all-in.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even try to... Because the other one, it's so easy. It's the same reason why I don't like going against Zerg on this map. You can just dance between this and this all day. And if you don't have Blink Stalker, you're done. So, it's... I just don't like this map at all. And... Oh, it's just scouting. My heart wants so bad for Nycro just to take that gold base right now. That'd be so sick. Or even like Monk, just go out, take a base. Oh, that'd be so cool.
It's like the ballsiest play, like down 2-0 Monk is like, now is the time for taking the gold.
This is my final form. Oh.
But Necro unfortunately scouting the wrong base. And it looks like Monk is also going to do the same. So it'll take a long time for both players to scout each other and have any sort of idea what is going on, what their opponent is going for.
Nycro once again with the 2 gas. Only has 1 person on each, but the gateway was timed normally. We could just see an Oracle again. I like Oracle on this map. I like Oracles with a large amount of airspace, which this map has.
Yeah.
Especially like to the south of Monk's Natural. It's good for evading, getting the shields back up, and then running back in.
Yeah, it's looking kind of similar to game 1 with the exception that Monk is going for a Reaper. So just kind of getting that earlier scout. And also, I think he correctly identified if he had had a Reaper, he would have scouted the Zealot coming earlier. He would have been able to kill the Zealot. And then his nightmare of, all these gateway units and the Mothership Core in his base could have been totally avoided. So Nycro dropping the early expansion. How do you feel about like that fast an expansion on the map like this?
Oof, I don't know. I don't like taking expansions with double gas, personally. I just feel like I don't have enough for like an early stem push or something like that. So I don't know how I feel about that in general. I guess on a huge map, like if you're going to do it on a huge map like Inferno Pools, that's alright. You got some
get away with it. Yeah, so we see Monk actually is changing up his build quite a bit. He's going for those 2 Marines a little later than he had before with a faster expansion, much faster expansion. So I guess he was like, okay, like thinking like you, bigger map, you can get away with a little bit more macro-oriented play, and also with what he scouted.
I like how Monk opened up a little bit more standard with the Reaper opening.
Yeah.
Because when you're down 2 games and, now officially every game is your life, you just open up Reaper, get a scout, do a normal build, don't try anything fancy, anything risky. Just play safe, play to your strengths, and that's how you can take a series back.
Exactly. So how do you feel about Necro starting with 2 workers in each gas and then going up to 3 quite quickly and then dropping a Twilight Council? Do you think we'll see like Blink like you had mentioned earlier, DTs?
I think we'll see a 2 base Blink play. I think if it was anything else, the Robo would
Blink, there you
go. Ooh, gotta chrono that out then. Yeah. Well, I mean, it is still possible. We're still in a window where like there can be a Robo added on. Oh,
we see Monk. Monk is going for some sort of shenanigans here. He is sending his Marines out. Not really sure what this is for. It could just be like posturing. Could be going for an attack. Maybe like super fast. Gonna get super fast medevacs. Gonna boost him over there with some Widow Mines or something. What do you think this is gonna be?
Oh, I know this push. You go in. You send that Widow Mine into the natural mineral line.
Well, being like a drop or something?
You just try to bait out the photon overcharge.
Okay.
That way, when the medevac comes out,
they don't have it.
Pick it up, bring it into the main.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
But there's gonna be. Actually, okay. There's the Robo.
But is it gonna be out fast enough for any sort of detection? I guess he'll be about 30 seconds away from having an observer that can detect.
Yeah, the key is going to be to focus down the Widow Mine. Don't let it get into your mineral line.
Oh, almost goes down 10 health.
Nice play.
Blowing up on a probe. And these Marines just going for the kills on the probes here. Oh, picking off a Stalker very quickly.
Yeah, I would definitely want to photon overcharge this. I think Nycro knows about this push, and I think he knows I do not want to do a photon overcharge because I know it's going to come, but I think Monk's okay with this trade anyway, because, I mean, this would be the kind of damage that he would get anyway from doing that drop.
I'm worried about this. Okay, pulling back the Mothership Core. Good play out of Nycro. Killing off this Widow Mine. So yeah, I feel like that was fairly well handled. 7 workers, which definitely is a lot, but this was not like catastrophic, huge detonations going off in your main kind of damage.
Agreed. And this actually, it takes away from your upgrades a little bit as a Terran, so you get your upgrades kind of late.
Yeah.
And 4 more gates south of the map. Oh, nice.
So we're gonna see some intense Blink Stalker action with the 7-gate Blink with a Robo for observers.
Is so important. This drop is insanely important. The more you can slow down the Proass, the less strong that all-in's gonna be. And here we go. The probes are running.
Really good probe pull.
Oh, try to
killing off 1 before it even detonates, and just getting 3 kills. But I mean, like you mentioned, that does slow him down, and he didn't lose the medevac this time.
He's
So
risky.
not,
Oh,
yeah.
no, he's not. He's not. Okay. I was just so scared for
Oh,
Nycro.
the Marine almost.
Monk, please. Your unrivaled
Oh,
skills are
if he
taking a
watches this
check.
replay, oh, that'll be so frustrating for Monk. And how, I don't know, do you think he'll be able to hold this? We see one bunker and just Marines versus a 7-gate blink. Stim and Comet Shield is not going to be done. Medevacs aren't really out in force. He's upgrading everything at this time. Stim, Comet Shields, +1, getting Medevacs, getting Tech Labs for, more barracks. This is just really hitting at, like, the perfect time. Oh, and his Marines are going to be caught out in the middle of this map.
No. Monk.
Oh, move back, Monk. Ah, this is going to be so rough for him. So now he sees the blink, and this is when you're like, this is your oh shit moment as a Terran. These Marines are dead. He's going to be left with 3 Marauders and 2 Marines and a single bunker. 2 Medevacs, admittedly, yes.
I like this. Pull the SCVs. Medevacs are there. Ugh, Stim so far away. No, the bunker went down.
Targeting down the bunker. Yeah, I feel like he just needs to sack this natural, pull up into the main.
Okay.
Fancy Micro out of Monk. Draw Micro. But this is like overwhelming force. Pull your SCVs, Monk.
3 more stalkers enter the fight.
So he's gonna have Stim in 15 seconds if he can hold it. I don't know why he's not pulling these extra SCVs. He has like a full mineral line here that he's not using. He pulls the ones from the main, but not the natural.
Man, just 3 Marines and a Marauder. He just needs to get some Marauders out. I would like... he might not have the minerals for it, but just some Widow Mines out too. Just to stall. But here we go. Nycro's gonna push up that ramp. 3 more Stalkers and 4 Zealots come in. Ooh, getting a lot of Stalkers right there. That was kind of
I feel like he's just macroing so hard that his SCV counts are actually high enough that they're serving as really effective shields for his Marauders to do the damage behind. But see, the SCV is just being slaughtered. Already 31 SCVs down, and a GG from Monk.
GG.
And
Wow.
Nycro takes it 3-0.
Very quick games
Wow.
too. Wow, that's a tough loss for Monk, because Monk knows, I'm better than that. Like, I was expecting each game to be close after that series with Drumhead. Wow.
Yeah, I feel that Monk tried to play his game, and then I guess like really what I said before the cast, Monk goes in with a plan, Nycro kind of goes in with kind of just what am I going to do this game? Like, what crazy build am I going to do? And I feel like he was really able to react and tailor what he was doing more specifically to Monk's strategy. Like that game too, that could have like he obviously like had it somewhat prepared, but that was definitely a reaction to what he saw in game 1 because it just attacked like at the perfect time, right before anything like crazy came out.
Boy, what a series! What a series!
Yeah, I definitely a surprising 3-0, but Nycro totally deserved it. Really great play. I mean, Monk as well, like, this wasn't like Monk just got, like, totally outplayed or something. Monk did his builds, especially game 1, beautiful micro, like, maxing, I think, around, like, the 14-minute mark, even after losing, like, workers to the Oracle, losing those 2 drops. Just, like, really a macro machine, but in the end, Nycro's gateway forces were too much for him to handle.
It's a... I mean, I'm kind of, like, speechless right now. That was wild.
Yeah, that was
wild ride.
Pretty intense games.
But congrats, Nycro finds his way to the finals. That's great for him. So when I did the CSL, we had the pre-show with like Couchy and G-Dog.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody said anything about Nycro making it to the finals.
Yeah, Nycro, not one of the more well-known players, I would say. But obviously, like, if he can play like he just showed there, he's definitely a threat to take the entire series, the entire season of the CSL. And obviously this was a special CSL because you had all the recently promoted Masters players. So yeah, really, really great play. Really good micro. Not any, like, solid holes in his play. Especially that game 1. I mean, yeah, he got a couple lucky breaks picking up the medevacs, but if that was me and my third was killed, my army was killed, I would have just been, okay, I'm done. I'm out of here. But Nycro, he kept his calm. He didn't immediately just go like, okay, like we're like all inning. He kind of macroed up a bit. He got his upgrades. He got his other Colossus, and he just like totally went for it, like balls to the wall. And that was kind of like the style of Nycro. Like he defended, and then just like, okay, it's attack time. We're gonna go for it, boys. And it just really worked.
That never works for me. How come that doesn't work for me? It makes me sad.
Yeah, you need to channel your inner Nycro, add some more gateways, and just go for it.
I didn't realize this, but I'm on LP right now, and I'm actually noticing Nycro has only dropped one game. If LP is correct, Nycro's only dropped one game. It is against our beloved Koali, but I mean
Yeah,
that's
I remember
pretty insane.
he was in my series. It's really interesting because if you kind of go back and look at those VODs, like I don't know, my memory is a little addled, but I do believe that they were very close games, and if things had changed a little differently, maybe Koali would be sitting slot instead of Necro, instead of the
Uh,
evil Protoss, we could have a nice Zerg, but now it is. Necro was a superior player, and as he had shown, he is definitely a strong contender. Taking out Monk, did
very
yeah,
impressive.
Monk 3-0. Yeah, definitely impressive series. Gonna see if he can pull out some of that magic in the finals as well.
And of course, I believe it is Wednesday at 8 a.m. ET. We have Roxas versus Mr. Lando, and that will determine
Yes,
the other seed for our final. So it is at a weird time. One
Terran
is
versus
from New
Zerg.
Zealand and one is from German. So that explains the
Yeah,
times.
it'll be an interesting time. Hopefully people can tune in because those are definitely two top players. As we saw, Mr. Lando, definitely one of the or I guess unorthodox would be the right word to describe his games.